And you're welcome. It's time for the papers, as we do every single morning here for Wake Up Nigeria. I'll let you know what you might be finding if you decide to pick one of the dailies up this morning. We've got a couple of them: Vanguard, Punch, The Guardian, and of course The Nation. And these are the papers we will be taking a look at this morning. I've got the delectable Ms. Titi in Green with us here today.
Thank you, Mazino.
Did you do that again? I think you did. Just smile.
What? I just
Here.
said, like, wow. Thanks,
A little
Mazino.
sunshine for your mornings.
We have quite a lot happening on the covers of the papers this morning. We're starting with the Vanguard, I believe.
Go ahead.
Now, the Vanguard starts with this major headline: how abuse of ways and means worsened inflation. It says here, further rise expected Q1 of 2024, and the more controversy trails securitization of ways and means. Economists, analysts caution federal government over CBN's act. And it says also here, wrong time to fall sick in Nigeria as cost of medicines skyrocket. Patients lament, skip medication, seek alternative treatment. Experts worry, propose urgent solutions.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
You've got parents, aging parents, don't you?
Of course.
As do I. And only just this year, the amounts, the cost of taking care of aging parents has been ridiculous. This is not helped by the fact that most of these companies that produce or manufacture drugs in Nigeria are foreign companies and have had to relocate back to their countries because of the cost of manufacturing here in Nigeria.
Cost of doing business.
Cost of doing business generally in Nigeria. Somebody said something the other day, very, very mundane and ordinary, but have you checked the price of medicinal goods like deodorant, for instance?
Yeah. A lot of people are changing or making changes to their routines now.
It's incredible how these things affect our daily lives, our medicines, our upkeep, our sanitary needs, and all of that. It is ridiculous. Now, this will bring to our consciousness the need to start as a manufacturing country ourselves.
Yeah.
However, we can't do this if it is impossible to start small businesses in Nigeria with all the levies and the dues and all of that. And I'm just hoping that the authorities are taking note and are going to make these adjustments so that people can actually become very self-reliant and also help the economy, because that's important at this point.
And now alternative medicine is becoming a lot more highlighted now, talking about herbal remedies. We talked a bit about acupuncture in December. People are looking to alternatives for medicine right now. And of course, at this point, prevention is definitely more affordable than cure.
I know, but you can't prevent getting old.
Well,
Let's move on to the punch now.
Okay.
Kidnapping epidemic, banks enabling rapid growth of abduction industry, experts say. You'd like to find out exactly how? Maybe you should pick up a copy of the Punch newspaper and go to page 2, 4, and 5. It's a very long one. Nigerians demand more from Tinubu security chiefs. Abuja family confirms ransom payments, so they actually did pay, and that's very concerning because it would seem, making that, you're just encouraging that business. But then again, what choice do you have? I'm not at liberty to say that you shouldn't. I'm one individual who is not in the eye of the storm. More headlines here. Dangote Refinery plans supply of 150,000 Ipman stations, and foreign medical schools bills gulp $1.58 billion in 6 months, say the CBN. Tinubu panel asks states to suspend low revenue taxes. Thank you. And on to the photo story. And these are pictures from yesterday's instance. Goods destroyed as fire guts 10-story Lagos market buildings. The family have regained freedom. Talking about the kidnapping instance in Abuja. Very unfortunate that happened. A thing that happened with the death of one of the kids. But we're happy to see them back at home. And we're hoping that this is just a call for the government to put more focus on security when it comes, especially in the north. Because I love the north, and it's unfortunate that you can't just mosey on into the north these days.
that rapid growth of that industry was extremely alarming over the past year. And there have been a lot of videos, videos going out of security officials trying to put things in place.
You notice something the paper did? it's termed it an industry. This is because only just over the weekend there was another instance in between, I think, Ondo and Ekiti State, if I'm not mistaken. And it was very worrying because these are routes that you definitely have to take, especially in the line of commerce, moving goods or people from Lagos to Abuja. You can't afford flights now. You have to go by road, and these are routes that people definitely have to take. So that fear, I don't know, man. It's
Alarming.
debilitating. Yeah.
We have another newspaper here. We have The Nation here, and right at the top there, kidnapped sisters are ordeal in 19-day captivity. Page 2 has more on that story. NSA Ribadu leads Ibadan blast probe. And let's see, at the bottom it says here, at meetings with APC LGA's leaders with renewed hope message. We have another paper with us as well.
The Guardian newspaper, skepticism over inflation, insecurity, economic outlook. Of course, The Guardian with its charts, once again, giving you a clear picture on performance of selected African countries against dollar in the past 1 year. Nigeria, Naira depreciates by guess how much? 49%. Very worrying. To the side of that photo story, or rather the chart, court orders CBN to release MTN's funds, repatriation details, and stop Akpabio Abbas from increasing budgets, Sarab tells court. At the bottom for The Guardian, Lagos bans single-use plastics, styrofoam, warns against indiscriminate storage of combustible items. And, of course, about a 50 billion naira properties lost in the Ibadan explosion as government ends rescue operations. Now, about that, it was actually a mining operators that actually had stored in residential areas these explosives, dynamite actually, that you use for mining. Have you ever been to a quarry?
I've driven past one.
Driven past one.
Yeah.
And if you have ever experienced what a quarry is like, at the point when they're about to do have these explosions, there's an alarm that goes off, and everybody within sight of a definitive perimeter, what's it called, perimeter, are asked to go under a shelter.
Yeah.
It's that controlled. To have those same kinds of materials in residential areas, and if you had seen a picture from over the weekend of the blast radius, the ground zero.
Wow.
It was like something from out of, Black Hawk Down you see in the movies and stuff like that. It was big, and there might be cases of yet unidentified individuals. Unaccounted for individuals.
Unaccounted for, yes.
What they're saying.
And one thing about explosives as well is that you might not even know if every single one has been activated, because there could be some that were, maybe they didn't, activate. So there could have been aftershocks in that kind of situation that you can't understand. It brings back thoughts of what happened at the cantonment in Ikeja all those years ago.
Memory still fresh, no matter how long it was.
It is, and really our hearts go out.
I must have
to
been
the
18
families.
at the time.
You're telling everyone your age.
They know already, don't you guys?
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
it was a sad instance.
It was very.
Let's
very
hope
sad.
this kind of thing never happens again. I hope that, just be cautious out there, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, companies, individuals. Thank you very much for joining us for the dailies. Do stay tuned. We've got more Inside the Kitchen, where we have some sunshine awaiting us with some great delicacies from our chef, Winfred. What's going on, girl?